Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Kaylee and this is Kaylee Kate Vlog. So on this channel, I focus on DIY, gardening, and my daily vlog from fitness to furniture to, I don't know why I even say furniture guys. I have not discussed any kind of furniture on this channel, but I focus on my daily life, fitness, and I do hauls, shopping hauls, anything that, I do on my daily basis. So again, if you're new here, welcome to my channel. So if you guys see anything in the background, I'm watching SVU while I am basically trying to get this foundation started. So I put everything in here and I put in some stuff in here. I am going to get some dust cover to cover it. So at first I was going to cut the bookcase, but I was like, you know what, no, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna sand it down and then unscrew it, because what I'm thinking is I'm gonna use this for my pantry DIY in my kitchen. Since I wanted to, I decided I wanted to keep the bookcase for for my pantry in the kitchen, and I was also trying to keep the as much part as possible. So I had to be how do you say it, very careful while I take it apart. One, because the bookcase that you're seeing right now are from Walmart. I'm talking about like the cheap mainstay bookcase that you buy when you when you first buy your place and you ain't got no money, so yeah, those are the cheap bookcase. And this is not the first project that I've used them where I've actually screwed into them, and I've done a bunch of stuff because they were in my living room once before and I had moved it into my office. So I was trying to be very careful because again, I am planning on trying to use it as my kitchen pantry. I couldn't find the words there for a second there. So I'm trying to score the line. One, because I thought that the trim was what was holding the desktop down, like the desk portion of it. Now there was a screw all the way back in under the trim that was holding it down. So I was trying to do everything in my power to keep sane and not lose my mind. I would definitely say taking down this bookcase has definitely teach me patience. Because like when you buy new stuff, when you're not thinking of reusing the stuff that you have already, it's easy for you to just say, you know what, I'm just gonna take a sledgehammer to it and just bulldoze it. But because again, your girl's working on a budget, I really wanted to make sure that I was keeping a lot of the materials that I am taking down, even the 1x3s and the 1x4s, because there's always going to be a smaller project along the line that are going to require those kind of trims that you just like, you know what, let me go ahead and put it to the side But then I have to ask myself, how many pieces of woods do I really want to need to hold on to, and how many of them are just going to take space in my homes that space that I could be using for something else. But the goal is to do as many projects as possible with the materials that I have at hand, and then eventually once I start running out of materials for new projects, then I'll start buying new ones. But as of right now, I'm trying to repurpose every single old materials that I do have at hand. So welcome to day 2 of the project. So as you can see, I was able to get one of the bookcase down, and I want you guys to pay very close attention to how flimsy. I'm talking about, like, you push that thing and it was flimsy than my mental state right now. So one of the goal was to use some 1x1s. Well, not 1x1s. 1x2 is to basically screw it to the shelves, not permanent solution, but more of a temporary solution, so I could move it into the kitchen, because again, I'm moving it to the kitchen to create the pantry. And I'm gonna give you guys a warning: when I start posting the pantry DIY portion, some of my outfits are going to be exactly the same, mainly because I was trying to not have my place look as cluttered as possible. So when I took that bookcase down, I moved it like directly to the kitchen, and I installed it in the kitchen, because again, it was already everything I needed. The foundation was already put to place. Everything that I needed to do it, I did it. So that was one of the bookcases that I took down, and I still had to take the other one in the bag, but I didn't take it off camera, mainly because I'm not even gonna lie, there were some very curse words that was involved that I didn't think was appropriate for you guys. Because I'm telling you guys, taking this thing down really tested my patience. Like, it tested my patience, but it's coming along, and I'm really happy for it. And so this was like day 2. And then I didn't really do too much after that. I kind of I worked on the pantry instead of the guest room. So this was like early in the morning. I think it was like 6 or 7 o'clock in the morning. Like daylight wasn't even up yet, but I was. So I would definitely say, guys, and I'm so proud and so happy of myself. I think I finally have fixed my sleep schedule. I've been going to bed around like 11 midnight, when vice versa when I was going to bed like 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. So with me going to bed early, I am able to wake up around like 6, 7, or 8 o'clock in the morning. And I think the past week, the latest I slept until was like 8:45. But so if you guys are not familiar with mobile homes, so usually in mobile homes they use gypsum. I'm gonna put the words in the screen just in case I'm pronouncing it wrong, but they use gypsum drywall instead of regular drywall. So gypsum drywall, when you paint it, it's like you're painting a sticker, because it does not, for some reason, it does not matter to me. I've used the good type of primer. When I purchased this home, I was told to use the Kiehl's primer, because then it has very good adhesion and it was going to stick to everything. Let me tell you something. I painted my soon-to-be new office before, and I had used painter's tape. And then after I finished use the painter's tape, I painted the entire office, and I went to remove the painter's tape, and the entire paint came off the wall like sticker. Like it looked like I had never ever painted the wall, because just how easy it came off the wall. So I have literally now, every time I'm about to paint the walls in my house, I am running a 60 grit sandpaper to the wall, and then of course moving down, going to 60, then 80, then 120, so then I can get a smooth surface, so then actually the paint can actually adhere to the wall. And I've used, the only paint right now that has been working for me is the Valspar line. Every single paint I have in my wall in my house is bookcases, cabinets, everything. Valspar has been my go-to paint for everything. So guys, my drywall skill and my modding skills is not the best. I am still practicing on it, and I have not gotten to a point where it's completely wet. After I do multiple rounds, it's completely flat. I know it's something that I have to work on. But when I had painted my houses and the rooms the first time, one of the things that I did is I removed the batten strip that was holding, that was between every single drywall. So then I had to basically fill in the missing portion. So that's what I'm saying, like my drywall skills is not the best. So when I removed that wallpaper against that wall, it kind of pulled the gypsum paper, not the drywall, the gypsum paper, which means I had to go in with some drywall compounding to basically fill in. And I always put water in my drywall. One, because once it sits there for a while, it dries up quick. And two, I like to put water in there because the thinner it is, the easier for me it is for me. The thinner it is, the easier it is for me to work with. So that's what I've been doing. And then for this particular project, I've even used a paintbrush just so I could actually get some of the stuff back on the wall, because once I pulled the gypsum paper, after I went over with a paintbrush in a prior project, it left like felted look to it. So that's why I'm going over with drywall compounding to get everything so even. I also don't always stick to one spot when I'm doing a project. I move all over the place. I might need to get that checked out. But again, yeah, so I move all over the place whenever I'm doing a project. It's just the way my brains work. So I am starting in the guest bedroom now because I am going on a trip, and so I need to have the guest bedroom ready by the time my dog sitter comes to watch Luna for me. I need to move those wood somewhere else because I'm about to sand this wall down, and because that's where the bed is going to go at. So I'm going to sand it down, and I'm putting a piece of panel board that's gonna go halfway to create some kind of dimension. I'm gonna paint the bottom portion of it black, but I'm gonna try to either find a wallpaper or a different color for it. But I do need to move that wood. I'm going in with 60 grade sandpaper first. I do have a mask, however, I cannot find the mask, but this little mesh, this little bag right there catch a lot of the dust, and I'm also wearing my eyeglass. But what I am going to do though is I am going to find my mask because your girl got bronchitis and asthma, and I've done sanded multiple rooms before without it, and usually that triggers my allergy. So I am going to try to find my mask. I just don't know where the hell I put it. I don't know. So day 3 of the project was me using this 4x6 plywood that I had sitting in my house, just taking up space. And the goal was to create a accent wall for where the bed is going to go out. So I am going to create this batten strip system for it. So I am cutting. So I cut the plywood for some reason, because the plywood was 96. So I thought the wall was 96, but it came up to I think it was like 95 instead of 96. So I had to cut about an inch off, and then after that I had to measure where the outlet fall between those walls. So then I had to do some measuring between the wall and the outlet. So then I had to measure over and over and over and over again so I could get it perfect. And guess what? I still did not get it perfect. So I have about a 1/4 of an inch gap between the plywood and the outlet. So the goal is to maybe try to find a bigger size outlet cover that can cover it, or eventually just finding a method to fixing it, because right now I have a gap and I'm not sure any kind of wood filler is going to fill it, because I don't want any kind of wood filler to fall between the outlet electrical. So I drilled a hole with my drill bait, and then after that I went into it with my jigsaw to cut the square. At first it did not line up, then I was like, okay, so then I cut it about an inch, no, half an inch, to make it bigger. Just about a little bit, just a little bit. No, it was a lot. It was a lot, and I almost cried. This project has been testing my patience, guys. It has been testing my patience. I have tried my best to keep Luna out of the way, because her mama have some anger problems sometimes when she start working on those projects, because and the Haitian side of her always comes out when she's working these projects, and it's not really too nice sometimes. So because when you're working on a project and you try your best and your best and your best to have everything lined up so perfectly, and it does it. It does it. So then for the batten strip, what I did is I used I had to nail gun the board to the wall, because no kind of screws was not working. Even the drywall screws were not working. They ended up sticking out, and it couldn't go any deeper. So I ended up using this nail gun that my best friend, so thank you bestie, got for me, I think for my last birthday last year. So I used that to nail the board to the wall. So the last part that I worked on for day 3 was basically putting the batten strip, which I use pressure treated 1x4. And again, you guys might say, why you use pressure treated 1x4? Well, if you guys have ever seen the regular 1x4s, they are very curvy at this on the side of it, and the pressure treated 1x4 actually lays flat. So I think it was gonna look a little bit nicer, a little bit more flat instead of having this curvy look to it. So then, so they're about 12 inches apart, and then once I got to the middle portion, I had to do some math to make sure that on both sides it wasn't 12 inches, but it was close enough to about 11.5 inches, so that it made sense. So part 2 of the home renovation for the guest bedroom is going to be next Friday. So I just want to say thank you guys so much for watching this video, and if you like this kind of video, please leave a like and a comment below. And if you like to see more of me, to go ahead and hit that little notification bell. And again, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys until next time. Bye.